Hello guys, and yes, you're not mistaken, I'm filming the introduction to this video in my bathroom. And I mean, there's nothing to it. It's not like I've got some embarrassing things lying around here, right? Also, this is not your typical baking and camouflage episode, since this particular recipe takes precisely 6 days to finish. I would prefer to call it a baking and camouflage project. Namely, the bread from the Vatican, or the Vatican bread project. And don't be embarrassed if you never heard of the Vatican bread. Neither did I. Supposedly it's pretty rare, and I got introduced to it by a co-worker who gave me this. And what at first glance appears to be a pot of ordinary lard is in reality this. And what kind of looks like the remains of a Japanese porno shooting is actually sourdough. And quite pungent as well. So be glad you can smell it through YouTube. Along with the dough came some instructions. Supposedly this sort of bread brings luck into the home for the whole family, and whoever bakes this is granted one wish. The catch being, you're only allowed to bake this once in your entire lifetime. On top of that, you're supposed to start the project on a Monday. You're never allowed to put the sourdough in the fridge. You're never allowed to touch it with your bare hands for kneading or something like that. You're supposed to use glass or wood or plastic devices. Also, you're not supposed to touch it with a metal spoon or for stirring or something like that. So, yep. Can't wait to see how this turns out to be. And now, without further ado, delay, please join me on my quest to work the sourdough into the wonderful bread of the Vatican. Well, okay, now that I have been standing in my bathroom for the rest of the weekend, it's Monday and I'm ready to go. Alright, first let's liberate the poor dough from this puny lard container. Damn, it's so smelly. Of course I'm going to do that with a wooden spatula or spoon or whatever. Remember, metal is not allowed. Oh, and there's a cheese stick laying around here. This is so disgusting. Really, the only thing to do on the first day is to feed the dough with 250 grams of sugar. I don't have enough powdered sugar in the house. This is sugar in its crystalline form, but it's still sugar, right? So we'll see. Oh, and I'm not allowed to stir the dough yet. I'm just to pour in the sugar, cover the dough, and that's it for today's work. Easy enough, no? So I guess there's only one more thing to do today. Jack and Coke time! Ah, the alcoholism. Let's watch a movie. What's this? That's not mine. Minimize. Close it, goddammit! A brand new day with brand new possibilities. But also this day is nothing really much that I can do. This is 250 milliliters of milk I brought to a boil and let cool down completely afterwards. And the only thing left to do for today is pour this into the stinky dough and sugar mix. And once again, I'm not allowed to stir. Just pour that in, close it up again, and once again, nothing much to it, right? And the only thing still left to do today is beer time. What could I do today? How about some Japanese pop music dancing? On the other hand, it's cute when some Japanese girls do it and all, but if some large dude does it, it's kind of creepy or just plain stupid. What? Friday? What happened to Wednesday and Thursday, you might think. But yeah, I wanted to shorten this clip a bit and also... wine time! I got a little drunk and I was too hungover to get dressed up and to do multiple angle shots. But let's not talk about this anymore. On Wednesday I was only allowed to add 250 grams of all-purpose flour to the dough. And on Thursday, I was allowed for the first time ever to stir it. Okay, this time I'm supposed to add another 250 grams of sugar, 250 milliliters of milk I brought to a boil and let cool down completely, and 250 grams of all-purpose flour, and then stir it. We had that the last days, but this day I'm to add all of those at once and stir. And then I should divide it into 4 portions, of which I am to give 3 away and use 1 for myself. That's like a freaking chain letter. Do you remember those? They were like, if you don't send this to 50,000 people within the next 10 seconds, the next time you're gonna take a dump, some toilet monster is gonna bite you in the nuts. What the hell was this? Now that is a scary thought, isn't it? Okay, so here's the sugar. That's plenty of sugar. I've got powdered sugar this time. There's the boiled and cooled down milk. And that's the all-purpose flour. And this is my signature wooden spatula. I gave that a good stir, and this is the 1/4 part I'm going to use. And yeah, tomorrow's supposed to be the final baking phase. I can't wait to bring this project finally to an end. So I'd say drinking is out of the option today. What should I do? Should I do some training? Or maybe... Right, guys. Like you expected anything else. So today I will finally bake the bread from the Vatican. And I sure hope all this work all over the week pays off. Alright. The final ingredients would be 1 pack of vanilla sugar. That's half a teaspoon of baking soda, half a teaspoon of baking powder and half a teaspoon of cinnamon. 100 grams of shredded nuts. The recipe doesn't specify which nuts to use. I used walnuts. That's about 3 fistfuls of raisins. I know, fistfuls. That's a good measuring unit. 250 grams of all-purpose flour. 250 milliliters of vegetable oil. Use something without a taste of its own, so not olive oil. And about half a slab of cooking or baking chocolate. Now that's somewhat of an inaccurate description, because where I come from, baking chocolate slabs come in two different sizes, 250 grams and 400 grams. So which one should I use? I'll go with the 400 grams, of course, because that's gonna be more if I use half a slab of this. So I cut the chocolate into little pieces, more or less, and I'm gonna dump them all in there. Oh, and also crack 3 eggs in there. I'm gonna give all that a good mix. Doesn't look as bad as it smells. Now I'm gonna dump that all into a brownie form, and I really hope it won't spill over. Cover that with baking paper. Let's get it all in there. Oh boy, that's so gonna spill over in the oven with all the baking powder and baking soda in it. Horrible. Okay, and now off into the preheated 180 degrees Celsius oven for about 30 minutes. And if you remember, guys, I can only bake this once in my lifetime, and I'm allowed one wish. Yeah, like I would believe that. How about a large bottle of Pocari Sweat straight from Japan? No, that actually works? No! I could have gone for world peace! Or women! Or money! In the end, the dough lost its stinkiness and smelled quite nice and cinnamony, actually. Of course, I burnt my finger pulling it out from the oven. And of course, the first water out of the faucet was hot instead of cold.